Hey Becky, how are you?
I'm good, Angelica. How are you?
I'm doing great. Doing really, really well. Well, we're just doing an interview series of my past customers, just to talk about, your journey working with me, where you are, where you were in your business when we first met, what you're doing now, and just to, talk about a little bit about your business. And what makes me really excited is that you're in the health coaching industry. There's a big misconception that you have to be in a business coach or in the business coaching niche to actually make money online, but that is farthest from the truth. So you're a great example of that. So why don't you introduce yourself and, share a little bit about your story?
Okay, sure. Okay, so my name is Becky. I've been in the industry for 15 years now, and I actually started out as a personal trainer, in the big box gyms, things like that, early on in my career. And I finally took it online maybe 10 years ago or so. So I was working as a 1099 contractor for another company. And then I was working for my best friend. And she ended up having twins and said, "Hey, I don't really want to do this anymore because I'm just going to be overloaded with taking care of my children." So she decided to dissolve her company. And I said, "Well, this is the perfect opportunity for me to continue to pick up the ball and run with it." So 6 years ago, I started my own company, which is where I am now. So when I first started out, I really didn't know what I was doing. I only knew one thing, and that was to follow her business model, which worked for us at the time. But as you know, everything changes. You have to change. You have to evolve with the times. You have to meet your customers' needs and continue to be innovative. So I had to completely change things around. So I had one way that I did everything, and that worked. It didn't work awesome, but it worked. But I knew it could be better. So over time, I started to evolve my business and start to offer different ways that clients could work with me. So I wasn't just, this one thing that you could do and that was it. So instead of just having one-on-one nutrition services, which I still offer, I also now offer small group programs. I also offer a website membership, which if it wasn't for Angelica, I never would have ever launched it. I did a lot of work with Angelica. I did her small group program, and I already had the small group coaching program in place and one-on-one, but I knew I wanted to add that third bottom tier so that I could offer an affordable program that everybody could, access. And just have that final tier to kind of round everything out. And I was nervous. I didn't know exactly how it was going to happen. I hadn't joined ClickFunnels yet, which is what I used for my programming. And it wasn't until I worked with Angelica and she gave me the extra push to do it
Yep.
that I finally launched it. So I launched it about a year ago. So now I have a very high retention rate of members. My retention rate of members is about 87%, which is awesome for
Amazing.
a website membership. Um, and I launched it to my clients and they started using it in conjunction with my other programs. So it was a perfect fit for everything else that I was doing. So people will either use this, website membership, or they'll use my small group program plus the website membership, or they'll use my one-on-one plus the website membership. So it's been a really nice add-on to everything, and it's so affordable. It's only $19.99 a month. You get 4 fat loss oriented menus, and then you have access to the archives with everything else I've ever done. So it's a great value, and people love it because some people honestly can't afford more than $20 a month for coaching, but then that gives them something that they can access, and they can improve their health and things like that. So it was really important to me that I was able to create a tool that everybody could access, but then would not also overload me on the back end, trying to take care of too many people at once. So that's basically my experience. So after that, I was able to add a second employee. I already had a VA. I was able to add a second VA. So now I have two that I'm able to use to support my business
And
and
we
help.
also worked on like tripling your one-on-one program pricing.
We did. We worked on that. Originally, I was only offering 1 month at a time programs,
Hmm.
and we ended up creating a 90-day
That's
program.
right.
Ultimately is really better for the client because you're not really going to get anywhere in 30 days. You will feel better, you will see some results, but you need 90 days, 6 months, 9 months, a year to really be where you want to be. So if you don't offer that to the client, you're really doing them a disservice because you're not being realistic about how long a result is really going to take. So it's been better for me. It's been better for my one-on-one clients. I am always, close to booking out my one-on-one clients. I think only have 3 spots open right now because when people come, they stay for a very long time. And that's because the program's good. I have a great support system. And I'm not overloaded and burned out with people anymore, which is what I was used to be like in my old business model,
Right.
where it was just one service, one-on-one meal plans. That was it. It was either that or nothing at all. I'm only one person. And I could not keep up with, keeping track of 40 clients doing one-on-one meal plans or 50 clients or whatever it was at the time. It was way too much. It would take people sometimes 4 to 6 weeks just to get their meal plan because I was that backlogged with clients. So it's a good problem to have, but it's not good if you're the client, that's waiting 6 weeks to get your plan, because at that point you're kind of over it. So now my system's smoother. People can get something on demand. They can get an ebook. They can get a membership for immediate access. They can have a small group, or if you like a community, or they can do one-on-one and get their, and get what it is they need within like a week or less. So it's really better for everybody. So did I forget anything?
Nope, you're right on target. So just to explain some of the things that you're highlighting, what
Mm-hmm.
she's talking about is what I teach as a value ladder. She has a ladder of how people can work with her at various price points. And this is so important in business because you want to have your doors open no matter where someone comes in to your business. When someone
Right.
meets you, they're not automatically going to be able to drop a few $1,000s to work with you. They might just be able to afford something to build that trust. And I'm a big fan of small priced items because I prefer them over freebies. Because once they spend money, at least $20, they're a customer. And that's a high value lead for other products down the line versus freebie hoarders. People that just get freebies, freebies, freebies. They never read them because it costs them nothing. They never implement them because it costs them nothing. Um, so I'm a big fan of having a low ticket item at the bottom of your value ladder, and then having a small group offer, and then of course your one-on-one, your done for you service is at the
Yep.
top of your value ladder. And this is important in building a solid business model that's not going to um, deflate if one thing goes wrong. You're out of
Right.
business, right?
Right.
So Becky has the privilege of having consistent revenue every single month from 3 different product offerings. But if, let's say, all her one-on-one clients disappear, God forbid, she's still making money on the other 2 product offerings that are recurring revenue. And
If
that's
I
so important in building a business. Go ahead.
was going to say, it's built up to the point where if I signed 0 people that month as a one-on-one client, I'd still be able to pay my bills. I'd still be able to put money into savings. I'd still be able to do all of that just because I have that repeat business. And I'd still be able to pay the people that I hire as well. So exactly what you're saying. Yep.
And the other thing that I love about working with you that makes you my ideal client is that you're willing to be resourceful. You're willing to find assistance that you can afford to help you push out the funnels, push out the
Right.
products, get everything going, because you're only one person, right? So you're
Right.
fulfilling on what you've already sold, but you've been really smart and you haven't spent that much on,
Mhm.
a VA or getting the support that you need, but you were willing to invest even that little bit of amount of money just because you understood getting it done is going to help you make more money.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, there's only so many things that you can do yourself. And you learn at the end of the day that when you are burned out because you were creating graphics, you're trying to figure out ClickFunnels, you're trying to do this and that you have nothing left to give to the people that are paying you to help them.
Mhm.
So, that's a must have in my business. I mean, it is a must have because it makes me more productive and turn out a better product and be more attentive and things like that to my clients because I have somebody else that does all of the technical stuff.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, you're such a good example of following the process, right? Like we figured out, okay, where is the opportunity in your business right now? And we saw that, okay, we need to add something else to your value ladder. I saw a massive room for improvement in the prices that you were charging, and like, let's create a premium one-on-one program, like a true concierge service that you can charge top dollar for. And you just went right along implementing everything that we discussed, and I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you. I'm
'Cause
happy too. Well, I needed the push to be like, stop selling 30-day plans. But honestly, if when you are in your whatever your industry is, and for me, it's obviously health and fitness, you know health and fitness. You don't always know business strategies and things like that.
right.
And so until somebody tells you, hey, you can do it this way, you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. Because you're so focused on what it is that you're good at. You're not, you might not be good at business strategy. And that's where you need somebody to help you say, hey, I found some money for you, or hey, I found a better client experience for you, and then you're like, oh,
Right,
you
like,
know,
why didn't I think of
awesome.
this before? Yeah.
Like it
So
makes so much sense when someone
mhm.
explains it to you, but you're not going to think of it on your own because believe me, doing this for 15 years, if I could have thought of this on my own, I would have thought of this on my own and I hadn't yet.
Right.
So,
Right.
right.
Awesome. Awesome. And now, once you have these digital assets built out, the sky's the limit. Because,
Oh my
now we're
gosh.
talking about running ads
Yep.
directly to the 1999 funnel and just getting sales on automate directly from an ad.
I,
There's just so much opportunity now because you have these digital assets that are so key to your business that we can just now refine and just send traffic to,
yep.
and the money will come rolling in.
Oh, I mean, it's great as it is right now. I mean, literally every day I pick up my phone and I'm like, deposit, 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 because I already have it coming in from the website. It's very unusual for me to not get some type of bank deposit every day from something, I mean, and I didn't have that before I went automatic with all this stuff, before doing all the new programs and things like that with you. So, I mean, especially with things that are going on now, like that's incredible. It's incredible to have that sense of security that things are just going to keep rolling in,
Mhm.
no matter what else is happening.
Awesome, awesome. So if you had one piece of advice to offer someone who's like, should I work with Angelica? Should I not? Should I invest in business coaching? What would you tell them?
I would tell them that you don't know what you don't know.
Mhm.
So, because I didn't, you don't know what you don't know. And if you are stuck at a certain level and you're tired of, being at whatever level that you're at and struggling, you need to get some help from somebody that knows what they're doing. And that would be my advice is to, listen to what you have to offer. I mean, it worked for me. It'll work for you. I mean, that would be my advice. And believe me, I'm a very picky person. I'm a picky person. I'm a slow investor. I'm a hesitant investor. But once I invest, I'm in, like I'm in, I'll do whatever you tell me. If you're like me, give it a try. I mean, the system is still in place. I put it in place over a year ago. I mean, it
Mhm.
didn't go out of style. It didn't stop working. I mean, it will continue to work for you for as long as you want to use it.
Yep.
So you will just continue to keep getting that investment back over and over and over again. So that would be my
I mean,
advice.
think about it. How much did you pay me and how much have you made?
Right.
It's
Right.
like a
Right.
no-brainer.
It's like one-on-one client, or it would be, I don't know, maybe a membership,
Mhm.
run for the month, one or the other. I mean, or maybe it's a small group run for the month, whatever it is. But it comes, all three of those sources have produced many times over by now what I eventually, or what I paid in.
Right, exactly. Well, I'm so
Yep.
proud of you and I'm excited to continue, seeing your progress and now to take these funnels and take them to the next level. So thank you so
Definitely.
much for your time,
Definitely.
Becky.
You're welcome.